I'm Michelle Hallinan, and I would like to share with you the research I've done on Sphero. Sphero is a sphere robot who's intended to be used for both fun and for learning. Sphero can be the life of a party as it lights up, it can play music, it has lots of apps and games that it can be played with. It also is a tremendous tool for the classroom. I started my research by typing into Google, Sphero in the classroom. One of the first videos that I found was a 5th grade science teacher, Mr. Lowell, who discovered Sphero at a party, then started talking about it in his classroom, and discovered that not only had many of his students already heard about Sphero, some of them already owned Sphero. So we started a club. It started pretty small, but it quickly grew and generated the attention of his assistant principal and principal, who helped Sphero become a regular part of his classroom.
For some fun, the kids just jumped into the missions right away. And each and every week, I'd write these impossible missions, figuring, hey, they'll never get it. They were just nailing them so quick and so fast that they kept challenging me as a teacher. They're getting everything and they're growing so fast. What can I possibly give them next time? And after a while of scratching my head and going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do next? One of my students came up and said, hey, can I design the next one? I've got an idea. And then that was kind of my eureka moment.
How awesome is that? I think every teacher would probably love to hear their students ask, can I teach it? Not only does that show that they've mastered the content, they're wanting to communicate with their peers what they've learned, and that's exciting. So then I looked a little bit further into what else can Sphero do. And this next video started generating some thoughts.
Sphero, and take it to places where you can see confidence in doing. How much weight can your Sphero pull? And does the surface matter?
So clearly, Sphero would be fantastic in a physics class. It also would be an awesome tool to have in any science or math classroom in both middle and high school. One of the things that video got me thinking about was that in my classroom, we're talking about positional phrases with the 2 and the 3-year-olds. Sphero can go in between, under, around, over. Sphero is able to drive all of those places. Not only could I have the kids doing that, but Sphero could do it with them. And there's potential that they would be able to have Sphero do those things. So wanting to know if I could use Sphero with my 2 and 3-year-olds, I turned to this video of 1st graders who use their makerspace to create obstacles for Sphero to go around when 2 teams were racing their Spheros.
Let's make it easier, and gave it pretty much a straight shot to the finish line. Team 1 made lots of obstacles. I wonder why that is. Why did you guys give so many obstacles to your Sphero?
So it can be harder.
You like it to be harder?
So not only were they having fun learning, the first team took the easy straight. They just wanted a straight shot to the finish line. They wanted to win. The second team, though, or actually maybe I think she called them the first team, wanted to challenge themselves. They wanted to see, how can we work together? How can we collaborate to make this harder? We don't want to make it so hard it's not possible, but we want to challenge ourselves because that was going to be fun. Thought that was pretty awesome. And being that they were 1st graders and they were operating the Sphero, there's a good chance that I could get my 2 and 3-year-olds to do that. They're already able to use tablets. Most of them have their own already. So if they're able to operate a tablet, they're definitely able to operate Sphero. Sphero, one of the things that I really liked about it is that the coding levels for Sphero vary all the way from a drawing board where you select the color you want Sphero to be, and then you draw where you want it to go. And then you can get into block coding, which is slightly more advanced. And then you can get all the way into JavaScript. And right now for me, that's like Greek. I don't understand it. But I have confidence in my ability to learn it because all of these other students are learning it. In my classroom with the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, I would definitely start with just the drawing. Maybe get into the block coding, I have no idea. But this next video really solidified for me that idea of my kids aren't too young to use Sphero.
I think Spheros are a great technology for every school to have because it's something that can be used at all grade levels. So this is not a technology that can only be used with older students. I think all the schools should be using Spheros because it's really engaging to the students. They are excited to learn with these. In fact, my second graders even have very easily figured out what angles they need to create a square, which is not something that they would typically learn in second grade.
That was the moment that I realized, yes, I can try it with my 2 and 3-year-olds. And I am confident that they would be able to use their critical thinking skills to operate Sphero and to be able to do way more than I think that they're capable of. One of the things that she expressed in that video was something that I also found when I looked at Twitter. Sphero is engaging and it's fun. It makes the kids want to learn. In Mr. Lowell's video, one of the things that one of his students said is, I didn't even realize we were learning. That's how much fun they're having. In all of the videos that I saw, all of the photos, all of the students were engaged. Most of them were laughing and smiling. They were having fun, learning and playing. The last place that I turned to was Sphero's EDU page. And Sphero talks about this being the place where they start ideas. It's by no means the limit to Sphero. Sphero is intended to teach coding. It's also intended to teach anything you can think of. Use your critical thinking, use your creativity, and have Sphero build upon what you're learning about in your classroom. So one of my favorite parts about this Sphero EDU page is that you can select your subject, your age level. I turned to the K through second grade, knowing that my 2 and 3-year-olds aren't quite to kindergarten, but this would be a good spot to start generating some ideas. I also started with math. Just wanted to see what math-specific options there were. And throughout the themes that I have in my classroom, I have a different theme for each month of the year, I was able to use ideas from this page to create ideas for every single one of my themes. Even ones that I had initially thought, there's no way I can use Sphero for food and flavors. We can't eat it. Sphero can't taste. But I started to get ideas from here. My home and family, I saw the road and thought, we can drive between home and school and the grocery store and a lot of places that the students are accustomed to going. They can help me use their creativity to build the map, and then they can help drive Sphero. Sphero can be used to help learn shapes and colors. Sphero can help count, adding one more to adding one less. That concept was one that I thought initially they couldn't do that. But then I went back to that video where she said they were learning in second grade that squares need 90-degree angles. If a second grader can learn that a square needs 90-degree angles, my 2 and 3-year-olds who are already learning how to count and mastering counting up to 30, they're going to be able to count one more. They're going to be able to count one less, especially with the help of Sphero. Every one of my themes, I was able to create at least one idea. And that was just my ideas, not to mention the ideas that my students will be able to come up with. If you haven't already experienced Sphero, I highly recommend it. Sphero is an awesome tool that helps encourage creativity and critical thinking. It also helps the students communicate with each other and collaborate to not only master the current project, but then take it to the next level. What else can I get Sphero to do? What more can I learn? Sphero is a fun tool that I hope to encourage many people to take into their classrooms.